Let me read it from Al Sponti.
Like my new lock screen.
Seriously,
Tonight.
making comparisons. And I learned more out of any one of these by looking at the one alongside it.
The guy said would.
And it's also really interesting to have things that aren't very similar. I mean, the dissimilarity between all of this makes it easier to make some interesting comparisons.
Should be. Sir.
What do you think we're learning from the diversity?
Well, we are learning about how, what size is the right size. A lot of times people would say that's too small. And I think if you were selling knives in a knife, you'd say that's too small. But at the same time, somebody would say that's too big. And,
Yeah.
and if you put that in your hand and that in your hand, you realize there's a place for, there's a place and a role and a function of both of them. It's
Yeah.
also really interesting. We have seen these in pictures for the last 2 weeks or so. It's good to have them in the hand and see how they actually feel. That's a bigger knife.
They're much more impressive in person.
Yeah, well, they are. Although, it's not always positive, and I don't want to be negative, but I find that's a very big knife.
Yeah, it is a big knife. It's a big
And
knife. It's
I
for
don't know
camping.
I don't know what I'd do with that knife. Maybe when I was younger, I could.
Well, that may have something to do with it, but it's purpose-driven, and some of these are somewhat experimental. We don't know exactly what people are going to do with them, or if we're going to use one over the other most of the time.
They find a home. People like them.
Some of them do, yeah, but that one in particular hasn't. I just finished it. But yeah, you're going to have your favorites, but it's purpose-driven. So,
Well, the other thing is, let's get the good quality over here too. Look at that guy. Now, that easy to say they're all worth looking at, but I like that one best. And then it comes down to why the details. These are big, massive pieces that I find interesting play off of what I see as the craftsmanship of that little tiny piece there. And the other thing is, if you had held your breath just a little wrong when you were fitting that, you're going to have to make that handle over again.
yeah, that's definitely true. I was kind of puckered up when I was working on it, and I knew that there was a chance I was going to mess it up. But really, the risk is what makes it interesting. I mean,
Of
the
course.
difficulty that makes it interesting.
Well, there's a lot of hand fitting, and hand fitting sounds more. What hand fitting comes down to is jacking it around and making it work.
Yeah. Well, some people and some cultures actually appreciate handwork more than other cultures, and I just happen to be of that one culture, I guess.
Could have the finesse of a jeweler, but the arm of a blacksmith to make those things.
Well, it's really interesting because the beauty of this little ski-doo is the delicacy, but at the same time it's very functional. You can see that working. It fits the hand. It would do whatever it's got to do, but it's quite small, and it plays off of these. And you make that comparison. And,
Yeah.
and again, I'm not going to say good or bad, but boy, that's a big, big knife. And this makes the point that it doesn't have, that big isn't necessarily better.
But Peter, you'll notice that this one is bigger than that one.
Is
But
it?
you're saying how big this one is.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's a matter of taste and maybe the mass, weight distribution. It's
And
probably all.
It's got
of
a
it.
square handle.
Yeah, it is.
Plus, I just like that angle.
I do too. And I recognize that there's going to be a bunch of different tastes. That's why I try to make so many different personally, I try to make so many different styles and sizes. And I noticed that John, when he gets on a knife or a style, he covers it completely. I mean, this is a recognizable style. I think you said Netherlands?
Yeah, it comes from the Netherlands, but you know,
Very similar to some of them we see in England.
somebody knows about these knives, and I've been trying to search them out on the internet. I just haven't found much literature on them, but there's an awful lot of these in museums over there from archaeological context, and I don't know, they've got dates on them from about 1400 to 1500. I think they're, general utility cutlery knives for the table and general utility knives. But they're interesting the way they're manufactured. This one is modeled off one, and it's got tang all the way through, but it's got this little tenon that comes from the tang that holds this side plate on, which is a lot of work.
So they carved that tenon in?
Yeah, that's cut out of the tang to make room for
Yeah.
this side plate, and they've left
Push it down.
one tenon, and that's peened down, kind of holds the side plate on, or helps to hold it on.
The overall form of those knives, you brought 4 of them, I think.
Yeah,
The overall form is similar, very similar. And
Yeah,
they're all
they-
thin, but the variety in handles is amazing. The variety
Yeah,
of
that-
construction.
there's a lot of different kinds, but they're all similar. These are probably a little too large. I saw the originals were really small. I guess easy to carry. Some of them may be what they call side knives, which fit into a secondary sheath on a larger knife.
Oh, yeah.
Were they associated with sheaths?
None of these that I saw in museums were associated
And the
with
English
any
ones
sheaths.
do have those sheaths.
Yeah, there are sheaths, but
They're 100 years later, too.
they tend to, put the good ones on display. So I really couldn't see inside the knives and see how the, this framework was actually made. But I gave it my best shot just looking at pictures. But
Same guy, well, is it a mass producer or something?
do you think that brass is cast on onto that blade, or is it?
I don't think it's cast on, but it's,
Yeah, it's just,
I think it's cast off and then it's hand fit.
yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think
and
you're
also
right.
it's forged in the fitting is heightened by a hammer.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
being a soft material, you can tighten it down on there.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the form of that thing.
That horn, it's kind of delaminating a little bit, but it's old. I mean, we
Yeah.
don't know how old that thing is.
It is green horn, yeah.
Those damn bugs eat that horn up. I don't know what you can do about that.
Well, you're supposed to be. I've done this before. You put it wrap it in a pillowcase and put it in the freezer for about a month.
Yeah.
Is that what darkened it?
No, I had it professionally dyed.
Oh, okay.
Culpeper out of Carolinas. They, I sent it to them and they professionally dyed that.
Okay.